distinguished guests, and especially a very warm good morning to the chairman and to the colleague on the podium. I have yesterday a lecture about media in sports and the sports journalism, and today I will give you some ideas and some opinions about the social development of sports for Germany especially, but you can think in all charts which is the situation in Turkey or which is the situation in other countries. It's a presentation about the societal meaning and the societal power of sports in different countries. First of all, I give you some ideas how the English daily newspapers see the German athletes and the German football team some years ago. It's a presentation about stereotypes, about cultural images, and which pictures we have in our head if we think about abroad countries. Close your eyes for a moment and think about Germany. What will be the first associations you have? Perhaps Mercedes-Benz. Perhaps Franz Beckenbauer. Perhaps the discipline, the discipline and the very well-known values in Germany. And so all the countries have associations of societies in sports, in athletes, and so on. But look at the headlines from Sun and Times in Great Britain. Here we go, not here we go, but Herr. It means Mr. And it's a very high-educated name if you spend it to different names. Here we go, not here we go. Bring on the crowds. The crowds are the nickname of German peoples because we have something to eat like crowds. Or the Mirror declares football war on Germany. Or something very critical in this headline to compare football and Germany with war. The third one, always winning by means of frightfully unfair German efficiency. Efficiency is unfair, the British media told, if they think at the German football players. That's our stereotypes. At first will be transmit from the media to people, and then people and their thinking in such countries are nearly the same. He could well have been a Hitler Youth member, to the former coach of the national team, Berti Vogts. There is a comparison of the national coach with Adolf Hitler and the youth member in his organization. And bring back glorious and agonizing memories of previous battles. Bring back the victory of Germany during the Second World War. All this you will find not only in British media, but in a lot of countries in their media, when they speak about Germany, are on the march again. It's a battle-near statement here too. So we have stereotypes, we have images, we have pictures in our head of countries, of athletes, of sports in general. I try to give you a definition about sports society and the development of societies during the last, I think, 20 to 30 years. I wrote it down in an article 1998 and said, the industrial society and the service society have passed. The information and leisure society are over, but the third millennium, 2000 going on, is the age of the sports society or of a sportive society. Because the power of sports, the structure of sport, and the attractiveness of sports in several countries, like in Germany, increase it in a dramatic way. And a colleague of mine, the sociologist Helmut Diegel, wrote in 2001 nearly the same about sports as an emotional event in our daily routine, pervading all areas of life. Sports is on our daily agenda. All classes of a society will be engaged in sports. And he said the same than me 3 years before. We go to a sportive society. So I give you some differentiations now about sports. First of all, under the line sports is more, I want to have a look at the social network of sports. That's a very remarkable chart, I think. You see in the middle of the chart the system sport in a society in connection with several other subsystems in the society. Yesterday, look at the downside of this chart. I talked with you about media and journalism. Just above is economy, a very strong system connected with sport. You see culture and national feelings. We are world champion. We, not the team. We. That's a very big difference. We won the world championship, not the team, but we. You see public health, values and fair play, leisure and fun, many clubs and studios for fitness and so on in Germany, the social responsibility of the sports system for the youth especially, community engagement, the state or the regional government needs sport for their development, image and stereotypes I talk about for a short time, then science and education, sports and psychology, sports and sociology, and so on. The politics, in every victory of a German team, the chancellor will be there. In former times Helmut Kohl or Gerhard Schröder, nowadays Angela Merkel, the chancellor of Germany. She goes to the team after a match. And the economy as well. I will bring you some example of this. Second differentiation is that we have opportunities to influence the society through sports. Under the line sports is more. Look at the different fields of sports. You see, well known for you, the leisure sports with fun, thrill, feel happy, with physical activity. We heard yesterday a lot of it. The health sports with fitness, food, reduced stress, higher attractiveness with unorganized sports in different free groups every day, every night, with organized sports in league and divisions with a high competition and challenge, in national sports with championships and international sports like the Olympic Games, the football, World Championship, and so on. You could do another type of organization, the sports system, between amateur and professional, high commercialized sports, leisure and elite sports or media sports and show sports. There are different possibilities to reach at this structure of the sports system in a society. For Germany, I build up here the ranking of the 10 memberships of the different organizations. Number 1, it's clear, football, as in Turkey and as in several other countries too. Number 2, it's a little bit surprising. It's gymnastics, all kinds of gymnastics. It has a high tradition in Germany. Therefore, they have nearly 5 million members. The sports, nearly 7 million members. Then tennis, the effect of Boris Becker and Stephanie Graf in the 19th, end of the 18th. Then shooting, athletic, handball, alpine, the equestrian, the young fishing, the sports fishing, and the Tisch tennis table union. That are the 10 most important organizations in the field of sports, if you put it in a ranking for the memberships. If you put it on, first of all, the third differentiation, the development of societies through sports, in concrete examples. What will people do in this development of sports in society? You have effects in the external way. Think of the movement of elite sports in Japan, in Mexico, in South Korea, or in South Africa. After big sports events, they have developments in their society. These developments are very, very good most of the field. And think of Germany at the World Championship 2006. We called it a Sommermärchen. That's a summer fairy tale. The first time in history after the Second World War, there was a picture of Germany around the world with friendly people, with laughing people, but not with nationalistic people. It was a wonderful event for Germany, especially in the social events abroad. Many countries got another picture, another image of Germany. Not aggressive, not willing war, not violent, but friendly and laughing and service-oriented without nationalistic items. Think on the external effects in tourism, in the hotel section, in restaurants, and so on. Internal effects for the sports systems could be social solidarity, equal rights, women, men, or family, movements in social groups, in ethnic groups, minorities in the society, and it's a sensible time for the athletes, for individual effects. All these are social developments through sports. The fourth differentiation, and the fourth is the different parameters of sports is more. Look at these examples of sports. What are doing people in Germany with sports? First of all, cycling. 27% of the people going on their bike, on their mountain bike, on their special bike, across the Alps. Oh, it was wonderful trips they make. Second, gymnastics, aerobics, swimming, fitness, jogging, Nordic walking, and so on. If you put together, because they are very close together, gymnastics, fitness, jogging, and Nordic walking, these four categories, you have nearly 40% of the sportive activities in our society on these four fields of movement. And they will increase during the next week. There is no ceiling effect up to now. It will be increased. So, sport is more. We learned a little bit because there are three very important categories. To practice sports, perhaps in my career, as I was a young man, playing football, then playing tennis, and then, as an old man, playing golf. That's a typical career in Germany for sportive people. Football, tennis, golf. Besides this, a little bit jogging or Nordic walking or cycling. No time for scientific research, you know. The second one is to consume sports. The audience and the media effects are very, very high on sports. I showed you yesterday the highest ratings, the highest market share in sports program and sports transmission. And the third one, to communicate about sports. If you have 8 friends sitting around the table, especially a round table, after a few minutes they will discuss and talk about sports. That are the issue. In contrast, if you were sitting 8 women around the table, they will discuss about family, her husbands, her child, and then, very, very late, about sports. There are sexual differentiations between these groups. But it's number one in all-day life for Germany and for a lot of other countries, number one in most societies. And therefore, my idea is the future of societies in many countries are sports societies or sportive societies. The motivation to get involved in sports, to practice sports, is first of all movement and physical activity. We heard a lot about it. Second, health and food, fitness and feel happy, fun. It's a little bit near and close to the hedonistic function of sports, to make party all the day and a little bit sport. There are some events in Germany late at night from students, more the hedonistic function than the physical activity function. Or to meet people and communicate. Many people in Germany saw the event of a championship, of an international championship, not alone at home, but when they go to a restaurant or to a bar, because they like it to see us in common situation with other people. They can discuss, they can shout. That's the way it works. To reduce stress and illness, escapism, let the problems from all-day life away. Go in another field, and the other field is a sport field. And success and performance for the elite sport. So, the economic effect for the social structure and the social mainstream is very, very important. On sports events, we have entertainment at first. It's a big entertainment industry, not only in Germany, engaged with sports. We have infotainment, we learn a little bit from sports and media and communication. And it's combined with this a new word we read in the literature. It's edutainment, with cognitive and affective effects. We have a lot of side events. It means a lot of events beside the general and the main events. It's a surplus of the original events for children, for families. You can use a computer, you can go in internet, you can go shopping, and so on. You can do picnic for 4 hours or 5 hours around this event. And we have a category who will increase too, during the last years in Germany, and this category is fun and thrill. Especially the youth in our country is the young generation, like snowboard and wakeboarding and paragliding and skateboard, all the new kind of sports, especially for the young generation. I think it's better to do this than to drink alcohol or have parties or have fun all the time. From time to time, yes, but not all the time, and therefore it's a good aim. So the sources of income in sports leagues, we have about ticketing, hospitality, VIP lounges, sponsorships in Germany per year, around 5 million, or I could say around 4.5 billion US dollars. You are perhaps familiar with. Official match ball, official outfitter like Adidas pay a lot of money every year to support the events and the teams, like naming right. Perhaps you are familiar with Allianz Arena. Allianz is an insurance company, and he has the naming right of the Munich Stadium, Allianz Arena. Then merchandising, only Bayern Munich, the football club, got about 100 million a year with merchandising. Then transfer and player sales and media rights. Mr. Samaranch once told us it's $1 billion business, what comes through media, television, pay TV, free TV for the sports. Here you see the sponsors of the first Bundesliga in Germany. It's not so clear than on my laptop, therefore I will tell you some data. The FC Bayern Munich gets up to 33 million euros a year, no, 33 million US dollar a year, and is the number one for the sponsors. And you see the factory clubs in Germany, like Bayer Leverkusen, VfL Wolfsburg. They will support from Bayer and they will support from Volkswagen. They earn up to 26 or 19 million US dollar a year, and the champion of the Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund, has an Evonik and electronic factory behind, up to 16 million US dollar. So all the clubs, like in your country too, I think all the clubs earn a lot of money about sponsorships, VIP lounges, and so on. The normal ticketing for the fans are very less relation in the income. It's more the sponsors and the media. So, my very personal conclusion is sports is more than only politics or policy, than only economy. That's very small parts of the sports system. Then only culture, then only religion. Sport is more than these details and these subsystems. And at the end I have 3 questions on you. And you think about these questions, very personal. Could sport solve society problems? Like aggression, like violence, perhaps like war? What will you answer? Yes or no? Or sometimes yes and sometimes no? Does sport lead to societal problems? The other way around, this question. In big sports events we have violence, we have aggression. Is it because of the sport event and of the sports, or is it about social problems in general? Please find your answer on this question. And the third question, I can imagine your answer. I know my answer on this question. Could you imagine society without sports? A very, very clear no. I think you have the same answer than me. So, thanks for your attention this morning. Hope I give you some ideas about my thinking in this presentation. Enjoy your personal sports, active, passive, or communicating every day. Enjoy the Congress. Thank you very much for your attention.
In other words, if we systemize it, we can benefit more from it. If we just let it free, it might be harmful. Thank you for your thoughts, and I'd like to ask the
sport. Could sport solve societal problems? Yeah. I believe, first of all, we should look up to our activities. We are sport leaders. Up to now, we couldn't solve our problems. So we have to solve our problem first, then we can go to our people or to the societies. For example, look to the audience in football matches. So many aggressive, people are entered to the stadiums. So we lost a lot of people. So this is our big problem. So we have, first of all, solve our problem, then we can go to the society. I believe we should cooperate with religious, because religion is very active right now. So working with religious people also might have solved the problems. So right now, we face a lot of problems. So this is really, I believe that we should look for to solve these problems. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your questions. The first question is, you are right to solve at first the problems in the sports system and then to solve the societal problems. You are totally right. But perhaps in your country are other problems than in Germany or than several Western Europe countries. I beg your pardon. The second one is very difficult for me to answer because in Germany the system religion is divided from sports system and from political system. In many countries around the world it comes together with religion. But I'm not well informed in this kind of social structure. Therefore I told only about the divided part of religion and sport in Western countries or in Germany.
yes.
Several reasons what changed after 2006 at the World Championship in Germany. First of all, the youth, the young generation was very interested in this event and has a new feeling and a new event they like very much. After this 2006, they meet together all the time if there is a big football event, like public viewing and such a thing. Second one is that women will be more and more interested in football during the World Championship 2006, and it was at the final, the audience in television was half and half, 50% men and 50% women. That was never before in Germany after the Second World War. That I mean with social rights and with individual rights. And the third one is that we have since 2006, through the young generation, to the middle generation, we quit our guilty of the Second World War a little bit. So that we can put our national flag and show people our national flag. For 40 years, it was impossible in Germany to show your flag, your national flag, because of the Second World War and of the guilty in this war. And nowadays, people feel more free. They feel a little bit proud of the new German society. And therefore, the sports event, and especially the 2006 World Championship, was a very, very hopeful and successful event. I hope I answered your question. Thank you. A big event in Germany. We have more people who wants to become a volunteer in this event than we have places for them. For an example, we have the Athletics World Championship in Munich, and they need over there 40,000 volunteers. And they have the interest of 70,000 volunteers. It means there are more young people, older people interested to become a volunteer during this event than places were at this event. But the first step on your question was to think about commercialization. And it's in Germany too, it's an ideological question. Is it good or is it bad? Sometimes I answered, look at the basketball league in the United States of America. It's highly commercialized, but they're playing basketball very, very well. You see, if you want an elite sport, that you want a world championship and to get an Olympic victory, it's nowadays in connection with commercializing. We have to do this as a special system. Okay. There are the system of school sports, of university sports, of leisure sports, and so on and so on. Hopefully they are not commercialized only, but the elite sport and the big sports events and the big players over there, that is highly commercialized. I think in every country I know. Okay.
Thank you very much. You have given us a picture of Germany based on your personal experiences on recreation sports. My question is, could there be a different definition for Germany other than universal one on recreation and sports?
I'm sorry, I hear you, but I don't understand from the content of your question. Maybe, please.
You have given us a picture of sports and recreation in Germany. And my question is, could there be a different definition of sports and recreation in Germany other than universal definitions?
Short answer. Yes, I could, but I don't know.